Welcome back to Motivation Nexus, where men aren't told to chase comfort, they're challenged to build legacy. This isn't about hype, this is about purpose, pain, and becoming the man your family, your community, and your future self can be proud of. And if that sounds hard, good. That means it matters. Let's talk about what it really means to be that guy. A good man protects, provides, supports. He leads when it's time to lead, disciplines when it's time to discipline, and loves without apology. Not everyone will understand that. That's okay, they're not supposed to. Most people crave acceptance. But you crave growth. And growth requires discomfort. You can't live an extraordinary life and still seek to blend in. Normal men get normal results. Uncommon men get legacy. So stop copying. Stop following the herd. Be the guy who chooses the grind, the pain, the path that nobody claps for. Ask anyone who played with Michael Jordan. He didn't ask for average. He didn't tolerate halfway effort. And yeah, people called him intense, but that's because they didn't burn like he burned. There will be days it's just you and the mirror. No applause, no recognition. Just your reflection asking, how are you holding up? If you're okay being misunderstood, then the world becomes your playground. I once saw a power lifter in Newcastle. No hype, no cameras, just fire in his eyes and a beat in his soul. That man wasn't lifting weights, he was carrying his purpose. And when you level up, people will say, you've changed. Yes, you did, that's the point. They'll remind you of your failures, but don't forget, 3 attempts still beat 0 every single time. They may be right about your past, but they don't know your future. You don't need to be the guy in the spotlight, you just need to support the mission. Sometimes the strongest man in the room is the one who puts ego aside, for the greater good. And if you're battling insecurity, self-doubt, silence in your head, don't fight it with fake affirmations, fight it with action. You want confidence? Start by keeping promises to yourself. You said 7 a.m., wake up. You said 1 blog post a week, write it. You want to be strong? Train for it. Action builds identity. Identity builds legacy. Most people avoid discomfort. You're walking straight into it. The world around you? It was built by men no smarter than you. Just men who decided to stop hiding. I grew up admiring quiet strength, Gary Cooper types. Real masculinity isn't loud, it's composed, respectful, focused. Being good to others doesn't weaken you, it magnifies your power. You don't need to push others down, you just need to rise. Your ambition, your drive, your aggression, they're gifts. But like all gifts, they require discipline. You want to win? Outwork everyone. I once trained early, thinking I was first in the gym. Then I saw Kobe, already sweating. 2 hours of brutal drills later, he dropped 40 on us. When I asked why, he said, because I saw you come in, and I wanted you to know, no matter how hard you work, I'll always work harder. That's not ego, that's standard. Be the guy who chooses what's right, even when it's hard. Be the guy who becomes the rock his family leans on. Every great trait you want has a cost. You want strength, lift heavier burdens. You want patience, embrace frustration. You want legacy, trade comfort for commitment. One day, when you're old, you won't be proud of what you owned. You'll be proud of what you endured, what you became. Your family, your children, your bloodline. They're waiting for someone to rise. Someone to lead. Be that guy. If you're tempted by ease, remember it's your future self who pays for today's choices. Every decision adds up. Every early morning, every extra rep, every time you stay locked in, it counts. And to the men who feel the pressure, who cry in silence, who carry weight in the dark, there's no shame in that. That's what warriors do. You don't fold, you fuel up, you rise with fire in your eyes. This world, it wants you to conform, to settle, to shrink, but you're not here to fit in. You're here to lead, to protect, to build, to become the man you were always meant to be. So find your mountain, step up, 1 foot, then the next, until that summit becomes your view. This is your time. Go be that guy. If this spoke to your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Drop a comment below, I'm that guy. Let the world know you're not here to play small. you're here to lead. Hit that like button if you're done with comfort. And subscribe to Motivation Nexus. Because this channel is for builders, warriors, and leaders. No fluff, no filters, just straight talk and real transformation. Turn on that bell, because each week, we drop the fuel that keeps you climbing. Let's build something that lasts. Let's lead, let's fight, let's become legendary.